Hi, my name's Everett Minshall. I hope everyone's having a good holiday season. Today's video is going to be in the spirit of the holidays. What we're going to be doing today is creating a model that is trained on Christmas greetings so that when we type in a prompt, the GPT-NEO text generation will give us a couple of words that will help us create Christmas cards. Let's go ahead and walk through the code. I'm going to install HappyTransformer, and once we have all of that installed, we can go ahead and import Happy Generation, GenTrain, args, and Gen settings. We're also going to be needing BeautifulSoup and requests. So let's go ahead and get those into our notebook. Now, the next step is to get a bunch of these URLs that have Merry Christmas wishes or other Christmas greetings. Websites like this one, in preparation for this video, I went ahead and visited like a bunch of these different sites, and we're going to pass it through our notebook here and apply it to this variable called URL. We're going to use BeautifulSoup to parse through the web page and extract all the text. And just to make sure that it worked, let's go ahead and see. We're then going to copy and paste all of these different links like this one. I'd go to a website like this. I'd go to another website like this. Pretty much all of these, like 75 best Christmas greetings, 60 Christmas greetings, top 50 Merry Christmas wishes, and we'd pass it through the URL, use BeautifulSoup, print this out, and then you're going to copy and paste this onto a notepad. And after you've visited like 3 or 4 of these different websites, or as many as you'd like, the more the better. But as long as you make sure to just copy and paste all of this stuff into a notepad and save it as a text file, we're going to be using that document to train the model. So this is you can consider these 4 blocks of chunks here, our data collection blocks. And once you've gotten enough text in a text file, let's go ahead and get our GPT-NEO. We're going to get the 125 million parameter model because it's a little smaller and it's easier to train. We're going to assign that to a variable called HappyGen. We're going to use some args and playing around with the different settings here. I found that 2 training epochs was a good mix. The default is 3, which I think is a little too much, but you're welcome to play around. I think Happy Generation, they recommend 1, but I found that 2 worked really well. And then let's go ahead and call train, and then we're going to put through our text file, and we're going to assign args to this arg so we know how many generations to train. Let's go ahead and train our model. Okay, so keep in mind that when you go to train your model here with your text, depending on how many epochs you've chosen, it might take a really long time. So that's the reason we call this args here, and we set it to 2. Now I set mine to 2, and it took a good amount of time. It was like 20 minutes or so. So you might want to set it to 1 if you just want to save yourself some time. So, but now that we've got that finished, we can actually write our prompt. We're going to fine tune some settings, get our results, and then print it. So let's go ahead and start with Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Let's walk through some of these sample settings here. So you can find these settings if you go to HappyTransformer.com. So you can see here, when true, picks words based on their conditional probability. We want to do that because we want it to look at our prompt and see that, okay, it's talking about Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Let's pick words based on the condition that it's most likely, it's going to make sense with that prompt, right? So you want to set that to true. What else do we got here? Early stopping, I've set to true as well. Generation finishes if the EOS token is reached. So that's just like, basically it's not going to continue finding words if the token has been reached. So it's not, this is one of those early stopping. You can change it to false if you want. I found I was getting a little bit better results having it be true, but it's really up to you. And then we've got top K and temperature here. Top K is sort of difficult to explain. It's how many potential answers are considered when performing a sampling. So the default is 50. I found that having it in that 60 to 70 range created better results. And then there is also temperature, and it's how sensitive the algorithm is selecting a low probability option. I would keep this pretty close to 1. Maybe you could do a 0.9, but once you start going a little lower, like 0.7, you're going to find that your results are sometimes have nothing to do with Christmas, and it's just not worth it. So let's go ahead and assign that to that variable. And we're going to pass it through generate text. With the prompt, we're going to set our args to our top K sample settings. And we're going to print it. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Don't you think at Christmas someone will put their family in a place so sweet it won't be Christmas and a happy holiday? Don't you think that I should make Christmas Christmas? No. Sort of a weird result to be putting in a Christmas card. Let's see what else we can get. Christmas is like Christmas, a time for having more than one person, being alone, having lots of fun. Christmas is a time for having more than one. Again, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but you get the idea. So let's go ahead and check out some of these settings and see what happens when things get a little different. So let's put the temperature down to 7. Let's put this at the default and see what kind of results we get then. And you see when we lower the temperature, this is like, what? Ooh, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. How in the hell did it get John V. Williams, Assistant Professor of Psychology and Cognitive Science? The hell does that have to do with Merry Christmas and Happy New Year? So like I said, keep this pretty close to 1, and your results should be close to what you want. Merry Christmas and Merry New Year. Christmas has become such a big part of my life that the holidays can still be a fun time, but we can only keep up with the spirit of the year with many good wishes and lots of, and I guess you could fill in the blank there. That's probably the early stopping coming in. There are min and maximum settings that you can put here to help try to get you like a sentence or a couple more sentences if you want more. So you can pass those through the gen settings as well. I like this. This is a pretty good prompt. I think that would be, or a pretty good result based on our prompt. I could actually use that in a card somewhat. So this was just a quick video. I think it's pretty cool what you can do with this GPT-NEO. Let me know if you want me to make other natural language processing or text generation models in the description or in the comments. I hope you guys have a good holiday season, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.